Under the overcast Yoruba skies, the town of Ayetoro bustled with its usual rhythm. The narrow streets were alive with vendors calling out their goods, children playing in the muddy puddles, and shopkeepers arranging their wares. Amidst the everyday chaos, Bosede stood in front of her modest shop, her hands clenched by her sides. Her mind was a tornado of emotions as she held the eviction notice that had arrived that morning. Her business, the small shop she had nurtured for 5 years, was in danger. "How could he do this to me?" she muttered to herself. Her heart thumped as she thought of Tunda, her stepbrother, who had promised her the shop but now seemed to have other plans. Bosede's friend, Kemi, walked over, noticing her troubled face. "Bosede, what happened? You look like you've seen a ghost," Kemi said, eyeing the paper in Bosede's hand. Bosede handed over the notice, her voice shaking. "It's Tunda. He sold the shop I was supposed to inherit." Kemi's eyes widened as she read the paper. "Are you serious? After all the promises he made? Why would he do this?" Tears threatened to spill over as Bosede spoke. "I don't know, Kemi, I don't know. He promised me this place when Uncle passed away. And now this?" She gestured helplessly at the paper that felt heavier than any burden she'd ever carried. "What about your savings? Can you buy it back?" Kemi's voice was hopeful but desperate. "No," Bosede sighed. "It won't be enough. Besides, Tunde is set on selling it to someone else." Bosede walked home that evening, her heart heavy with betrayal. Her mother, Mama Tinu, was waiting for her at their modest 2-room house, the aroma of Uadu soup wafting through the air. "Bosede, you're back! How was your day?" her mother asked, eyes filled with concern upon seeing her daughter's face. "Mama," Bosede started, "the shop, it's gone. Tunde sold it." Her mother's reaction was immediate, a sharp intake of breath. "But why?" "He knows how much that shop means to you." The next morning, Bosede sat on a wooden stool by her shop, head hung low. Vendors called out their morning greetings, but she could hardly muster a response. Mama Tinu joined her, placing a comforting hand on her daughter's shoulder. "We have to do something, Bosede. We can't just let him take it from you after all your hard work." A familiar voice cut through their conversation. It was Tunde himself, swaggering up the dirt road, a smug smile on his face. "Ah, Bosede, how's business?" he asked, his tone mocking. Bosede stood facing him squarely. "You lied to me, Tunde. You've sold my dream away." Her voice was steady, but her eyes burned with anger. Tunde shrugged, unfazed. "It's just business, Bosede. You should have planned better." That afternoon, Bosede couldn't focus, her mind spinning with possibilities. Kemi sat beside her, a quiet pillar of support. "Bosede, you need to fight back. You can't let him do this without a fight." Bosede shook her head. "I have no one to help me, Kemi. Tunde has connections I can't compete with." Bosede felt the weight of her reality. She was known in the community for her help, her kindness, and now it seemed to have amounted to nothing. That evening, surrounded by the murmurs of neighbors who whispered about the inheritance lost, Bosede lay down on her mat, tears soaking the pillow. Her shop was her way out, her means to support her family. The next day, as Bosede sat in the market square, an unfamiliar car rolled in. Merely 2 weeks remained until she'd be evicted. Tunde's new buyer, a wealthy man from the city, stepped out. The man appeared interested in the bustling market, unaware of the turmoil surrounding Bosede's world. Kemi approached Bosede, whispering, "This must be the man buying the shop. What will you do, Bosede?" Bosede stood up suddenly, her resolve hardening. "I won't let him take everything without knowing what he's costing me." Her voice was barely more than a whisper, but it was packed with determination. Kemi nodded, her eyes mirroring Bosede's newfound strength. "We need to speak to him. Maybe, just maybe, there's a way." Bosede approached the man, heart pounding. "Excuse me, sir," she began. The man turned, his expression curious. "Yes?" She took a deep breath. "My name is Bosede. The shop you are planning to buy was promised to me by my late uncle. I have worked tirelessly to build something there. I beg you to reconsider." The man looked at her, a mix of understanding and pity on his face. "I'm sorry, Miss Bosede. I have already agreed to the purchase, but your story touches me. Perhaps we can find a way to help you relocate." Bosede's heart sank. Relocation meant starting from scratch, losing everything she had worked for. The feeling of defeat was overwhelming. She returned home, greeted only by the silence of her own thoughts. As the rain started to fall, she stood at the window, watching it wash away what little hope she had left. And then an idea sparked. If Tunde wouldn't listen to reason, maybe she could uncover something he valued more than money, something that could make him rethink everything. Bosede knew there were secrets, whispers of deeds undone, that she could leverage. With unyielding resolve, Bosede picked up her phone, calling the one person who might hold those hidden truths about Tunde. An old friend. The path of revenge was laid, but what it would cost her remained to be seen. As she hung up the phone, a chill ran down her spine. This would be war, one she was prepared to fight. Bosede's fingers trembled slightly as she dialed the number of Femi, an old neighborhood friend who worked in Ayatoro's town hall. If anyone knew Tunde's secrets, it was Femi. As the phone rang, Bosede prayed silently that this call would be the weapon she needed. "Hello, Bosede," Femi's voice came through, warm and familiar. "Long time." "Femi, I need your help," Bosede replied, urgency thick in her voice. "It's about Tunde. He's taken the shop, and I know there's something that can stop him." Femi hesitated, and Bosede could almost hear the gears in his mind turning. "I heard a whisper about some questionable dealings with land titles. It's risky, but Bosede, be careful. Tunde is not a man to cross lightly." Bosede's resolve hardened, determination setting her jaw. "Thank you, Femi." With Femi's words lingering in her mind, Bosede made her way home. The sky was a dull gray, mirroring the turmoil in her heart as she clutched the sliver of hope Femi had given her. Her mother's voice drew her from her thoughts as she neared their house. "Bosede, what is going on?" Bosede sighed, holding her mother's gaze. "Mama, I'm going to fight to get the shop back. I don't have a choice anymore." Mama Tinu's eyes softened with concern. "Ah, my daughter, just be careful. Sometimes the fight changes us more than we change the outcome." Bosede found herself at Pastor Yemi's office, hoping for guidance. Pastor Yemi, the gentle and wise leader known for his insight, listened as Bosede poured out her story, her voice tinged with desperation and anger. "My dear Bosede," Pastor Yemi said softly, "revenge can be a consuming fire, but remember, God can turn even our most bitter adversities into blessings. Pray for clarity, and let God guide your steps, not your anger." Bosede nodded, but inwardly her heart rebelled. How could prayer solve something that needed action? That night, Bosede gathered courage to confront Tunde. She found him at a local bar, surrounded by the hollow echo of laughter and clinking glasses. "Tunde," her voice cut through the chaos. He turned, eyes narrowing as he saw her determined stance. "We need to talk." Tunde chuckled dismissively. "You still fighting, Bosede? Give up while you can. You pretended to be family. You betrayed me." Bosede's words were sharp as daggers. "I know about the land titles, Tunde. I will expose you." Fear flickered for a moment in Tunde's eyes, but it was quickly masked. He leaned in, voice low. "You think you can win this? Go ahead, try. You will only destroy yourself." Bosede trudged home, exhaustion dragging at her every step. The weight of her decision left her weary, doubts clawing at her mind. Kemi met her at the door, her eyes a mirror of the storm within Bosede. "I told him, Kemi. I threatened him with what I knew," Bosede confessed, her voice leaden. "But instead of feeling triumphant, I only feel lost." Kemi squeezed her hand, offering silent support. "What are you going to do now?" "I don't know," Bosede whispered, staring at the ground as if searching for answers. The next day brought more whispers around the market, and Bosede felt their sting. Her battle with Tunde had become the community's gossip, each gaze a reminder of her plight. Her heart ached with humiliation and anger. Later, an envelope was found, slipped under her door. In it were photographs that suggested even more of Tunde's corruption, each image a piece of the puzzle she was piecing together. Bosede sat with the photographs spread before her, tears slipping silently down her cheeks. She clutched her Bible, the one Mama Tinu had given her when she opened her shop. Its pages had yellowed, but the comfort it held was fresh. Desperation broke the dam of her resolve. "God, what do I do?" she cried, her voice cracking with the weight of her burden. I am so lost. I need your guidance more than ever. In that moment of surrender, a strange peace began to unfurl within her, whispering softer truths than revenge ever could. With a steadier heart, Bosede sought out Pastor Yemi again. She held the incriminating photos but spoke differently now. Pastor, I want justice, but I don't want to destroy myself or become like him. Pastor Yemi smiled, wisdom lighting his eyes. Sometimes, giving your battles to God is the greatest strength. Offer Tunde forgiveness and let God be the true judge. Bosede inhaled sharply, considering his words. Could she truly let go? That evening, Bosede met Tunde, confronting her betrayer once more. She held the photos, weapons poised to strike his empire. But as she looked into his eyes, she spoke words she didn't think were within her. Tunde, I could ruin you with these. She gestured to the photos. But I choose to forgive you instead, not because you deserve it, but because I deserve peace. Tunde's bravado crumbled, a vulnerability exposed beneath his arrogance. Eyes widening with something akin to respect, he murmured, Why? Her answer was simple yet profound. Because Jesus forgave me first. Days turned into weeks, and with them came unexpected change. Tunde approached Bosede, not with arrogance, but with a fragile olive branch. I reconsidered the sale, Bosede, he admitted, guilt coloring his voice. Perhaps there is a way to share what was once promised. Bosede's heart soared, but she nodded with humility. I'm willing to find a path forward, Tunde. Let's build something better, together. The signs of old wounds would remain, scars of a battle fought. But peace, like a gentle balm, settled over Bosede's heart. Bosede found herself back at Pastor Yemi's church, where she knelt in gratitude and surrender. The path of revenge had led her through fire, but it was the gentle whispers of faith that had brought her back. As she rose from prayer, Bosede knew that her journey was far from over. Yet, with Christ as her cornerstone, she felt hopeful, yet grounded. A month later, Bosede stood in her shop, the place breathing with new life. Kemi joined her, surveying the bustling activity with a satisfied smile. You did it, Bosede. You found something greater than revenge, Kemi said, enveloping her friend in a tight hug. Bosede nodded, her heart full. Yes, Kemi, I found peace through forgiveness. As the sun set over Ayatoro, Bosede sat outside her shop, watching the vibrant market life. A Bible rested on her lap, pages fluttering in the gentle evening breeze, whispering songs about healing and redemption, reminders of a path that led her not towards ruin, but renewal. The lessons of revenge were etched in memory, scars turned to reminders of strength. Forgiveness isn't weakness, she mused, looking up at the vast open skies. It's freedom.
Thank you so much for listening to this intriguing story. I hope it touched you or taught you something. For more stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the page. And guys, if you'd like to see a part 2, or you have thoughts on what happened, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next story.